Alright, this is my first run with the sun oven. Amazon showed me how it works. What I didn't realize is there's two little dots, two little holes right there. And the perfect thing to do is to get the sunlight to go through the hole and hit the littler hole inside. I'm not sure if you can see it. And that's that one. There's another one over there. You can see we're a little off on the hole. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's probably about 40 degrees out here. We're up to about 150 degrees. And then we use this arm back here to direct it. Now the sun is just barely coming over the horizon, so we're not really able to focus it all that well. But yeah, yet. But you can see the doors, the panels just fold out. Thing hardly don't weigh anything. And that's it. And then it's got the, it's hard to see with all the reflections, it's got the self-leveling racks in there. So regardless of how much you tilt it one way or the other, it'll level out. So she said she wants to get it up to temperature first. Then we're going to throw our pork roast in that cost us about 33 cents because that's all the bullet cost us. And we'll have roast later on today. Alright, it's been an hour. Something I checked after I stopped the first section of the video was to see what the temperature was outside. It's 38 degrees outside, or it was then. And right now we are at over 250 degrees. Looks like about 260 in an hour. And if you touch the top of that glass, it's warm. Just relocated it farther down into the yard. You can see here that dot is almost lining up. As the sun comes up, it'll get easier. This dot down there is still not quite lining up, but we're getting there as the sun comes up. So we're at 250. Here we go. 4 pounds of pork roast, probably 5 potatoes, onions, garlic, spices. What was the heat we were at?
We were at 300.
We were at 300. We dropped down to 260. Took us a couple minutes to get the double stacked pans in there lined up and leveled. Our little bomb site there is looking good. The other one over there is looking better. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go out and go visit some friends. So before we leave, we're going to position this more or less to where the sun is going to be. And we're going to go from there. But in a few hours, that should be done. So we'll see.
Okay, so we've got 4 pounds of pork roast on top. On the bottom, we've got a mixture of potatoes and onions. We had it up to 300 degrees, then we had to jack around with getting everything positioned properly without burning ourselves.
Yeah, don't think that rack in there is not hot, because it's as hot as an oven rack.
We're going to leave this for a while. We're going to go visit some friends. When we leave, we're going to position the sun oven to be where the sun will be in about 2.5 to 3 hours. And it'll just continue cooking. As you know, you cannot burn anything in a sun oven. So by the time we come home, we should have a nice cooked roast and some good potatoes and be ready to eat dinner.
Now, one of the things that we did have to do as we were trying to position the pans in there was we had to take a stick, and you can see the rack right down here from this corner, since it's hinged on the other side. I had to hold the rack in there to where it was level to where I wanted it, and then close the door on it and then slowly pull the stick out. So that's going to be a weird little trick.
Now, when you're using just a single pot or pan, you don't have that issue, but when you're doing a double stack, with the self-leveling rack, the pots will get in the way sometimes
of the door.
So you can always take a metal trivet and remove your self-leveling rack and put a metal trivet in the bottom and set your pots or your pans on top of that. But the purpose is you want airflow underneath the pot, so you never just take out the rack and put it directly on the bottom, because then you're not getting an even cooking surface.
Okay, and then some of the other things for people who've never seen one, because I had never seen one prior to this, was it's got a leveling stand back here that's got a little button, and you put the button in and it takes it up and down. Now, we only used one of the stakes, and the reason for using one of the stakes is as the sun comes up, we're going to pivot this, and we can't pivot it if we've got 2 stakes in. So we got 1 stake in. Here's the sun oven. The only additional equipment we used was a hammer. to get the steak in. We've got some decently hard ground. So that's it. There's the sun oven, and we'll see. And what time is it now?
I think it's about almost 10.
Almost 10. So we pulled the sun oven out a little after 8. It was about 38 degrees, and it's climbing now. But
we got it preheated within an hour.
Yeah, and then we went and cut our stuff up and got going. So we'll check back. We'll line it back up here before we leave, and we'll come back in about 5 hours. It's 10:30. We're about to leave here shortly. We are up to about 325 degrees. Something Amazon had mentioned was whenever you do this, you want to try to use black pans. One more thing to absorb the heat. We're looking good. Our little bomb sight down here is just a... Need to lean it down just a hair, but it's just about perfect. But it's looking good. So there you have it.
All right, it's 4:42. We just got back, and we're about to check the sun oven. As you can see, the temperature has dropped, and there's really
not in the sun anymore.
Yeah, there's no more sun, and we've got some condensation where it's cooled off. Our temp right now is a little under 150.
But I can smell it.
Oh, it smells good. Perfectly cooked pork roast.
I'm not sure if I can grab the pan. Let's see. Hang on.
Let's see if he gets burned. Come on. Perfectly cooked potatoes and onions. It smells fabulous. We left at about 11 o'clock and just positioned it where it would catch the sun for the next couple hours, and we just got back. So for the last 4 hours, it's been sitting unattended, and we have a perfectly cooked pork roast and our sides right here.
So there you have it.
Easy peasy.
Guess what's tomorrow?
Cake and cookies.
Yay. Press the roast. Let's see. See? Meat just falls off. There's the front shoulder. Here's another one. I'm using these tongs. Yep, see, it's just falling off the bone. And you can see it's all cooked. So we're good to go.
All the juices and flavors.
Okay, you can pull that out. And we didn't add any water to this.
No. It just makes its own juice.
And there's the potatoes.
Here's some onions.
With some rosemary, basil. That's it. So we're all set. Finite. Looks good.